all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. So today I've got an extremely strange live stream to do for you, and this is how to bath a cuddly toy. So you may have known that a few weeks ago, well, actually the 6th of June, we're at the 24th now, so not that long ago, I had a new kitchen put into my kitchen. So new kitchen units basically. So this is what it looks like now. But believe it or not, I still haven't got enough space. I still have to put boxes up there. And yeah, it's a lot better than what it was. You know, but it's you know, it's a lot better than what it was. And I appreciate having a new kitchen and everything. That's my washer dryer from before. But basically, there was mice that went into my bedroom, went all over my bed, ate corn and pooped all over my bed, so I had to clean all my bedding. Took absolutely ages, and I've had to start cleaning all my cuddly toys. So this is a box full of the cuddly toys and cushions that were on my bed, and this is in my kitchen obviously. And so I've already washed these ones, I've already bathed these ones, and they've been towel dried. And I've even washed this one really, but I'm going to rewash it again. You know, do a second time so you can see how I wash a cuddly toy, because I know loads of asexuals have cuddly toys, so it's really important that we know how to bath them correctly, so to get them nice and fluffy and clean like this, to make sure there's no bacteria and stuff on it. So I've currently got this in a bowl, in the washing up bowl, but rather than just putting it actually on the washing up bowl where I, you know, wash my plates, I've actually got it in a separate plastic bowl. So I'm going to see if I can show you how I do this, but I don't know how I'm going to do it so that I hold the actual phone up at the same time. So these are ones I made earlier. See, they're nice and fluffy and clean. And this is the one I'm about to do. So I have to position the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. This must be one of the most funniest live streams I've ever done. And I have to go far enough back that you can actually see what I'm doing, right? So I'm not sure if I'm going to be having to do this actually with one hand, because I don't think you're going to be able to see it else. Anyway, so basically what you do is you get a pot like this, okay? I'm going to put that in there for now. The sink drainer and disinfect that later. So you put it in a bowl like this, and you just put washing up liquid in like this. Fairy liquid. This is antibacterial, so this kills 99.9% bacteria. So I use fairy antibacterial. It's really, really good. Usually 24 hours protection, and I just like using this, and it's really good for cuddly toys because it usually doesn't stain them. And so then you want to put the item actually in the bowl after you've put some water in there. So we need to run hot water. I got a new tap now. So yeah. This is all my kelp I have, by the way, just in case you wonder what's in all these boxes. I have to type kelp for a thyroid problem. So this is what I have while we're waiting for the water to come to fruition. And I also have to have digestive enzymes because I can't digest my food properly without them. But I was on 8 tablets a day by the doctor and getting allergic to the stuff I was on with neck rashes. So I'm happy to just take 2 of those before I eat anything in the day. So yeah. So when it's a little bit hot, because you're going to be putting your hands in this, you can use gloves if you want. I usually use gloves for washing up because I'm usually allergic to gloves. Allergic to washing up liquid, so I usually use gloves. But for some reason with cuddly toys, I like to hand wash them with my hands. I just think it's quite difficult in gloves to actually wash them, but you can put them in, you can put gloves on, which, is good because they're washing up gloves, which I've used for the actual washing up. So yeah, so you need to get it, and you can actually put it in the whole washing up bowl if you want, if you've cleaned it and antibacterialed it and everything like this. But because of the way it was with the mice, I just prefer to do it in this pot really. Plus it sits nicely in there because of its shape, this one. So what you want to do is get all the washing up liquid, and you just want to you know, dip it in, dip it around, make sure it's all fully immersed. Right. And then obviously it's full of water. It's full of like, it's full of like fairy liquid. So, you know, we need to be drying it off. Now, usually you wouldn't put in a rack, because this is where you have your food, right? But at the moment, there's not really anywhere else to stick it. And so what I usually do as well, I usually actually hold it with one hand and then tip the liquid over it with the other to do like a actual full body wash. I don't think I can put the phone anywhere though to show you that. I don't know if I can. Let's have a look. See if I can show you it. That's Pikachu, not Pikachu. I keep saying it's Pikachu, it's Pusheen. Pusheen, people, Pusheen. My case is not great either. So yeah, my case keeps spinning around. So anyway, I think I'm going to have to do it like this. And make sure my oven's switched off so it doesn't catch a light. Right. So this is what I do. I get literally the water and I tip it over the thing like this. You see what I'm doing? I get water and I put it all over this. So it makes sure it's completely immersed. And this is like the result. It's like really, really like soaking wet now. I'm trying to get you so you can see it as much as possible without getting my phone wet. So this is it. Like I'm wringing it out now in the bowl. Remember, this is the bowl that's underneath it. Right, so I've literally tipped it to make sure it's fully immersed, like this. It's like it's having a bath and shower. And then I'm having, you see, it's soapy suds now. So we need to go and now take the soapy suds off because we can't, you know, really let it dry with soap suds, and it's not going to be healthy for it. An asexual friend, by the way, bought me this one. So what we need to do now is we need to go back to our bowl and we need to put some cold water in it, not hot. So. Oh, my hands are really wet, so this is really hard to do this video because my hands are wet. Oh, dearie me, this is quite good fun actually. I've never done a video like this before, the live stream like this before. Let's put that there. Right. So now we've got the Cuddly toy that's been washed in antibacterial fairy liquid, and we've put it in a bowl and we thoroughly washed it. But now we need to rinse it because obviously he's full of soapy suds, right? So it needs to go back in the bowl. So yeah, let me spin you around and show you what I'm doing. You can tell this is live, can't you? So that's back in the bowl now. So now we need to put some cold water in there, see? So that's had like the other water in there. Now we need to put cold water in it, you know? So I need to tip this out. So I've got this other tray here and that like stabilizes this, right? So we need to then turn the faucet, the tap, of whatever you want to call it, over and then put cold water in it. But obviously it's going to have soapy suds on the bottom. So there, we now fill it up with cold water, which the cold water doesn't go very fast, right? But we want to put this in there, so we can put it in there like this, and actually you can see then that the cold tap is just on there, you know? So we're literally, I'm actually in my Eeyore pajama. Like, see, this is my kitchen. I'm actually in my Eeyore pajama top at the moment. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so it's quite good fun. So yeah, this is, you know, I can't account for any noise outside, by the way, because this is actually live, you know. So we now need to make sure that we're doing it thoroughly. See, it's in the pot still. You see that? Oh my god. I don't know if you can still see that. It's actually in the pot still. And we're putting cold water on it now. And we're trying to get rid of all the soapy suddy things. And as you can see, this is not easy. Usually the tickets like this, they just fall off when you're watering. So you've got to get rid of the tickets as well. So if you're planning on selling any of your Cuddly toys later, for example on Facebook Marketplace or anywhere like that, they sell for a lot more money if you've got tickets on them. So really it's best not to do this and get the ticket wet if you're going to sell them at a late date. But if your cuddly toys are a little bit smelly, but they're actually in good condition otherwise, then you might need to wash them before you sell them. I'm not selling this. This is one I'm keeping. I'm keeping my cuddlies on my bed. This was given to me by an asexual friend. So I have sold some in the past with tickets on them, but obviously they don't have smelly problems. But you can actually, some of them had a little bit of tiny dirt. And then what you can do is you can just get some like kitchen roll or cloth. Well, if it's a cloth and it's coloured, it can stain, so it's not a good idea. But you can just get some kitchen roll and sponge it off with a little bit of washing up liquid if you want, or a little bit of water. So yeah, so this is like, now this is done. So we need to squeeze this out, right? So if I turn you back around, so yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Excuse the big finger. So right now we need to squeeze this out. So we're now squeezing all the water out of the cuddly toy, right? Squeeze. And, you know, this, you can't really see what I'm doing that much, but let me just turn you around. You're at a frying pan pot at the moment. So I'm squeezing, can you see? And all the water's coming out of it. So, you know, usually I do this by two hands. I'm just showing you, you know, you've got to go near the saucepan again now. This is the most funniest stream I've ever done, I think. Oh my God. Right, so we're now squeezing it out. Squeezing out squeezing out all those soap suds. But what we're going to have to do is really squeeze it. So this requires a lot of strength. Now, if you've got fibromyalgia like me, it might make your body hurt. My body's been hurting a lot today. Because standing up doing washing up really hurts my body. And so standing up doing cuddly toys is really painful for me actually in my legs. Especially as I went clubbing this week. The effects from clubbing are like taking effect now on Friday when I went clubbing Tuesday through to Wednesday morning. It takes about 72 hours to kick in. So I've got a bit of a sore throat and my body's really hurting. And I'm meant to be going out tonight with a group from meetup.com, not an asexual group. So I'm not sure if I can go or not. I'm feeling better than I was during the night. So I've been up since 9. Started on cuddly toys. I did the other 2 toys, you know. These are ones I made earlier. This is like Pusheen, that's all. For some reason I call it Pikachu. It's Pusheen, but I want to call it a Pikachu, but it's not a Pikachu. Pikachu is a yellow thing. And I also did this one earlier, and as you can see, they're fluffy, and they're actually on a tray, because if you're gonna like put them out somewhere, they need to be on a tray. But you need to actually towel dry them first. So once you've done this stage of wringing it out as much as possible, which I'm still getting lots of water out, see, then you will need to towel dry it like a baby. The other day with an eel, I had to hair dry it. So, you know, the thing is, when you towel dry it, it does use a lot of towels. You're using one per item. And so therefore, you know, it just makes your towels wet through and you have to keep washing towels all the time. So from that point of view, it isn't actually, you know, it isn't very economical. But, you know, you're only doing it once in a blue moon. You're not doing it all the time. But can you see how much water is still coming out of this thing, you know? There's still lots of water coming out. This is actually a squishy one on purpose. I love squishy ones. I mean cuddly toys when I say that, by the way. Oh my God, if a sexual person's watching this, they could take it completely the wrong way. But, you know, this is cute, right? And it's important we keep our cuddly. So the reason I've had to antibacterial them is because they've been around mice with poop and corn. And, you know, you have to completely clean them because they spread diseases. They can do. And so, you know, I don't want that. And they need it nice and clean. They haven't been clean since I've got them. So it's good for them, healthy for the cuddlies anyway. So once we've wrung it out, I'm not getting much more out of it now. I'm still getting a bit though. Oh, I say I'm not getting much more out of it, then I'm squeezing. It's a bit like squeezing a cow's udder, but I don't like to think about that because I don't like thinking about, you know, like nipples and teats and things. Oh my God. I'm sexual repulsed asexual, and even animals having that on them makes me feel a bit weird. I don't know if you've ever felt that way before, but I feel that way. Even animals giving birth, kind of like on pregnancy repulsed, kind of makes me feel a bit weird. I saw one of my guinea pigs years ago giving birth to her babies, and that was really strange. It was just about tolerable. I love the babies when they're out, obviously, but the actual giving birth bit was made me a bit squeamish, I think. But yeah, so we have to make sure that we've wrung it out as much as possible. This obviously means squeezing its ears and all sorts of stuff. Its tail gets a lot of water because it all goes to the bottom. And I'm getting miles away now. I'm going into my own little world. So when I'm doing this, I start like going away and thinking about other things. What conversations have I had with people? It's a bit like what asexual thinking about during sex, I think. Like everything else but the stuff they're actually working on. And my mind for a bit just went blank and I forgot to do it. I was doing a live stream. I just blanked out basically. Right, anyway. Oh gosh, can you see? There's still loads of water coming out of it. Right. But do you know what I mean? When you're busy doing something, your mind's thinking about other things, it just like goes away, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever done something and you're just like, mind's completely on something else? That's how my mind goes sometimes. Like if I'm in the shower, I take about a 40-minute shower, and that's because like, as well as showering and having loads of creams and stuff, like on prescription, because I can't use normal soap or anything like that. I can't use soap at all. Then my mind just wanders off. So this is quite therapeutic because it's a squishy. When you're actually squishing it and you're getting all the water out of it, you're kind of having a therapy session at the same time. But it does hurt your muscles. Like I said, if you've got fibromyalgia or pain condition, it's going to really hurt because you're using a lot of the muscles, like you're squeezing it. I guess to even someone without fibro or a pain condition might hurt because you're constantly squeezing. And I've got a sore throat today. I'm not feeling as good as I could be. So that doesn't really help. Right, so I think I've mostly got the stuff out of it now, the water out of it. The same colour as my nightshirt. And now I need to towel dry it, but I need to make sure for definite I've got as much out as possible. See, there's still quite a bit coming out the bottom. But I think this is great if you want to wash your cuddlies, because you need to know how to do it, don't you? You know what I mean? And so, you need to make sure as much was out as possible. Have a nice cuddly therapy session. And then you need to get a towel and towel it dry. Literally towel dry it. So this bit is a bit, it's a bit like looking after a pet when you're towel drying a dog or something. Obviously you wouldn't be squishing its eyes like this. I'm just saying it's like the equivalent of towel drying a dog or your own hair, right? And you'd be like, you'd just be like patting it dry and literally, but this does make your towels wet through, so you need to then wash all your towels, because I've done it with like Pusheen. That's what I made earlier. See, it's nice and fluffy, all clean, but it's still got a bit wet from earlier. And then this one's even more wet actually. His hat still feels wet. Even though I've towel dried it, it still feels wet, quite a bit wet, but I've done that one. But yeah, this is the other one. So, and as you can see, I'm getting wet through myself by doing this. So, it isn't great, but you're not going to wash your cuddly toys like all the time unless you're germaphobe, which some people are. So some people have got OCD and they need to do something repetitively over and over again. So, if you're someone who likes to wash your cuddly toys all the time, at least you know a good way of doing it now. But, you need to make sure you towel dry it because it gets it dry. The other day I had an Eeyore, 2 Eeyores that I did all this process, towel dried them, and I sat them on a tray on my bed and they dried. Had an Eeyore that I didn't towel dry, and literally for days it was still wet, and so I had to get the hairdryer on it in the end and dry it because I didn't want it to start smelling because it was too wet, So this is looking quite good now. I've towel dried it a lot the towel is absolutely soaked, but that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to soak up all the moisture and water as much as possible, excess stuff especially, from your Cuddly. Yeah? So then when you've done this, obviously this will have to be done in the wash, the towel, then you sit it on a tray. So I've got the 2 here, so I've got 3 that I've done today. You have to excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat, so so these are the 3 I've done, right? So I need to now take them out of my kitchen. You can see all the washing that I took out my bed. I don't usually show you this, but I have to get out here. Oh my god, with my Cuddlies. Right, without dropping them. Oh my god, can I do this? Right, sugar. These are on a tray, and I've got I've captured 2 mice so far in my kitchen. So I need to shut the door to contain any mice, if there's still mice left in there. So I have to get it through my, you can see it's still dark, I've still got the curtains closed. I literally had a rough night because I was really having a sore throat last night. So my bedroom has still got the curtains closed. Oh my god. So yeah. And I have to warn you, something really bad. Look at this. Like, this was from washing a Cuddly toy Eeyore. And I actually took it off the tray briefly because I realised it was still wet. So these are the 2 Eeyores that I did the other day. And these are the ones that I towel dried, and they've come up really well. As you can see, nice and fluffy. They're all dry now. This one, and also this one, right? I haven't made my bed today. As you can see, so this one and this one, they're like twins. My best asexual friend Sammy bought them for me. But this one, I didn't actually towel dry, and I had to hair dry him. There's a shorts video where I was hair drying him. Right, this is what my friend Andy, best friend Andy, bought me, and it's got my name on it. And so this was wet still. I put it on a tray, but when I took it off, I put it on the bed, and then realised I needed to hair dry it. And this here came off. I think its tail. I think it was this bit here of its tail. So this is like, I think, permanently stained my duvet cover now, which isn't a very good thing at all. So if you are, you know, if it's still wet and they've got colours in their fur like this, I would literally just keep it on a tray until it's properly dry, or hair dry it. So if we're looking to hair dry something, like, you can tell my bed is a bit of a mess today. You don't usually see my bed this messy, but there you go. Also, I've got to order some pillow protectors because mine broke. Mine just completely got damaged. And so before I use my pillows, so I haven't been using pillows, before I use my pillows, yeah, I have elastic bands and funny stuff in my bed. I need to actually get some, this is just a normal cover, I need to get some pillow protectors which are waterproof, because, you know, I don't want anything to go through to my pillows, because obviously what's happened with the mouse is down here, which you can't see, I don't think, let's see, basically, no, I don't think you can see it, but further down there, there's an orange thing, and I think it's where the mouse weed on my bed and stained, so it's really annoying. Orange thing, because you know, I have a protector on there, but this thing protects the top part of my bed. See, this is like a waterproof protector. Oh god, sorry, I'm trying to hold the phone. Like, this is a waterproof bit. You see this here, this is a waterproof bit, but they actually went underneath this bit, and yeah, so I tried to get off with antibacterial, but it's really annoying. So anyway, if we want to like take it a step further, and we want to actually hair dry these, right, what you need to do is plug a hairdryer in. Obviously I have a hairdryer over here with other stuff like an iPad, and then we need to actually hair dry one of the Cuddly toys, right? So we could pick one and hair dry. I think this is going to be the easiest one to do, this one, Pasheen, but as we've just washed this one, let's see do anything with this, but I think it usually needs to be left a while. So when you're hair drying, literally you do it like you would hair dry anything else. And you would literally, you know, take a hair dryer and do this, but obviously the bottom is on the tray, and it's just gonna, the bottom's on the tray, so if the tray's wet, it's just gonna get wet again. So you work your way from the top all the way down to the bottom. You can hold it if you want. I mean, I'm really wet, you know, my top is like, my top is like really wet now, because it's like, you know, it's had like water all over it. See, this is just like, it's wet, and it's, so, you know what I mean. So you know, I can hold it, but I'd have to literally get rid of, excuse me, I've got a sore throat today, have to get rid of, you know, the top. You'd have to put the top in the wash or dry the top if it's wet through. So it takes a long process, you know, to actually dry it. I'm not going to be able to go through the whole process really, because it's just going to take too long. But I think you get the message, you know. You like work your way from the top, and then you go all the way down the bottom, so the water. So once you work your way from the top to bottom, the water would literally drain off, you know. And it obviously is going to be quicker if you do some hair drying. It'll take a lot longer time to do something like this, because it's really big and bulky in its body. So you might want to leave it to just dry for a bit and then start hair drying it. But it depends how quickly you want them dry, and then get your tray back. You know, I think this one's going to be easier, because this one's like pretty much dry quite a bit, and that's been on my tray for a couple of hours now, I think, the Pusheen. So yeah, I hope you've liked this video. I hope you found it useful, helpful and insightful. I'm not going to show you all the hair drying, because I just don't think you need to see it, but you know, you can see the results, like I said, of the ones I've already hair dried and done. You know, well, these ones were towel dried and dried naturally, and then the one over there, the Eeyore over there, he was like, he was hair dried, you know, nice and fluffy. So yeah, it's, you know, it's been really interesting, I think, to see how I hand wash a cuddly toy, really. Yeah. And because I know loads of asexuals have cuddly toys, I thought it'd be a really interesting video to do. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have found any benefit, any use in it at all, or just found it entertaining, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. Lots of love. And oh, before I go, why do asexuals have cuddly toys so much? I think one of the reasons is we're sweet and innocent a lot of the time, because we're not, you know, predominantly a lot of us aren't interested in sex, and we like the more sweet, innocent side of life, like the more kids side of life. I think it's quite an asexual thing in that way. And I think, you know, like cuddly toys can give you cuddles and unconditional love in that way. And I think, you know, when you spend a lot of time on your own, if you're not in a relationship and you're asexual, it can just give you the extra bit of comfort and warmth. If you're a sex repulsed asexual that can't find someone suitable for a relationship, but you really crave like cuddles and touch, I think just having a cuddly toy, you know, especially if you haven't got an animal to pet, can just like help your well-being and to make you feel much better, you know. So I think there's a lot of benefits to having cuddly toys. You can cuddle, kiss them, feel close to someone at night, and, you know, they're not rude to you, they're not horrible to you, they don't argue with you, and they're just cute and cuddly, and that just makes life so much better, to be honest. Anyway, be in a relationship with your cuddly toy, because it's great. Anyway, or just love them as friends. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video or live stream. Subscribe and hit that bell icon now to see every episode. Don't miss any. Take care. Love you. Bye.